Yeah, and it's something that also happens to the people in a society. We call them people with disability. Sometimes we often refer them by their disability, and that's something that is often not fair. And of course, we segregate them without knowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're building our houses, constructing our streets, we don't consider them, and that is the highest level of segregation. Like, we are just separating them because of their disability. Yeah.
We are in conversation with the CEO for the Democracy and Legal Aid Center, Emily Muriguh, trying to find out how we can help persons with disabilities access justice, how we can make the world in general a better place. And again, a lot of these things are due to ignorance, but at some point, we can't claim ignorance for too long. We're grown people with access to information, like today, you know, giving you the information, so we can make things a little bit better. And I'll begin with asking Emily, what are those injustices that persons with disabilities face? There's the obvious ones that we may think, like very few places are built, for example, to be wheelchair friendly, you know, things like that. But then there's also the ones that may slide under the radar that we don't even notice because we are not aware. Let us know, please, what these are.
First is access to information, and that is mainly access to education. We often find parents with children with disability hiding them. They don't want to take them to school, and we encourage, please take your children to school. We are advocating for an all-inclusive education system, and we have a learners with disability bill currently that is ongoing, that encourages an all-inclusive system. So lack of information. Then let's go to the justice processes. When your rights have been infringed, the first thing you do is to report. We find we lack translators even at the reporting desk in police stations. So lack of inability to communicate.
Right.
How you see a person, we've touched on the disability etiquette. The person is not referred as Emily. The person is referred as that blind girl, that blind woman, that deaf one. So you're not regarded as a person. You're regarded based on
Your
what
disability.
they say.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your poverty is one main thing, because I am unable to move from one place to the other. I cannot access a matatu like you can, because I have a wheelchair. Probably I have different kinds of mobility constraints. There are also different kinds of disability. There are those that are seen, and there are those that are not seen.
True.
So I could have a neurodiverse disability, and I'm unable to move because of being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And one can't tell. So you're there at the police desk, you want to report a matter, and you just get that you become overwhelmed, probably autistic.
Yeah.
And you're considered what? Mwenda wazimu.
Yeah. So it's crazy how sometimes we don't have proper explainers of what's really happening. Do you think that we need educators to just start training and teaching people from when they're at a younger age? For example, if we had people going to schools and actually creating awareness about this, don't you think that we would stand a better chance to actually identify? Because maybe identifying, we can only identify the cognitive disabilities. What about this that cannot be seen? What do you think should be done in order for the public to actually get to and have a better understanding of the same?
Assessment. So as a parent, once I realize there's something different with my child, I need to be able to have the child assessed. So we have children or adults that are assessed in order to get the PWD card. However, there's also assessment that is needed for you to be able to be placed and to enjoy access to education.
Sorry to interrupt you. What's the PWD card, just for our listeners who may not be aware?
Persons with disability card.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's your identity. I am a person with disability, and this is the identity that I carry. So in order to get the persons with disability identity card, you do assessments. You're assessed in any government hospital from level 4 and above. You once there is a report that is done by the medic who has assessed you, you take it to the National Council for Persons with Disability. Then you're given a waiting card, and the waiting card, you can use it just as a
card,
person with disability card.
Okay.
Yes, once you get the waiting card, you basically can access services and benefits as a person with disability. However, there's also assessment for children with disability for them to be able to learn comfortably.
Yeah.
And currently we need to add more resource centers, because it's mainly at Kisii. So you don't expect someone from Garissa to come all the way to Nairobi, queue or book an appointment for Kisii in order for their child to be assessed. So we need more of those resource centers decentralized to the counties, to the sub-counties, for ease of these services.
True.
So we need assessment. Yes, we need educators. I agree with you, for sensitization. Even at school levels, we encourage inclusivity, so that as we grow as children, we get to know that a child with disability is a child like I am. We don't treat them differently. We don't discriminate them. We inculcate a culture of love.